So, we're going to do another comic review today, another book sent to me by my good friend Chris. Thank you as always, brother. And today we're going to be talking about Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo. This is a Black Label book written by and drawn by Marc Silvestri with colors by Arif Prianito. Oh, God, I feel bad when I butcher these names. So let's get started. So like I said, this is a DC Black Label book, and it is basically, how do I put this? It feels like it didn't need to be a Black Label book. It's one of those where I feel like it's kind of like, outside of some violence here and there and maybe some mild swearing, but there's hardly any there. This could have easily just been an in-continuity book outside of like violence. I feel like you could have easily done that with this book, just a minor change. And I feel like that's kind of a problem with a lot of the Black Label books coming out, because a lot of these Black Label books have made me go, okay, Black Label is meant to be like a more mature reading. What part of this is mature? I've had that problem with a few. Now, some Black Label books, to their credit, some Black Label books do take that and run with it. But for a while, I've been kind of seeing, like, what constitutes this as a Black Label book? You could just do this as an Elseworlds, or, you know, kind of nebulous continuity. It's kind of my thing of, like, when I was looking through the other Black Label book I'll be reviewing sometime later, I was kind of like, what constitutes this as a Black Label? I mean, it looks good, but, like, what part of this says Black Label? I don't know. Like, that's been just kind of a minor nitpick as of late. So anyway, let's get started with the comic. So the story is that someone has kidnapped Harley Quinn, and Joker, being, you know, possessive as he is like, hey, Bats, you're going to help me find Harley Quinn, and if you don't, I'm going to have Gordon killed. So Gordon's been kidnapped, and now Batman and Joker are forced into a web of intrigue by an unknown assailant. The two are forced to team up and fight this unknown assailant and all the puzzles they're throwing out at them, while at the same time battling mutant creatures that have the Joker's DNA. That's the comic. This book is 7 issues long, and if you ask me, it's 7 issues too long. This thing could have been wrapped up in like 4 issues tops. Like, and that's the other thing with this is that this Black Label book could have just been like, you could have done just bigger issues. You can do that. So I feel like this was just this could have been solved in 4 issues max. Because, yeah, this thing's falling out. This book is just, it's 7 issues, and by the end of it, I'm just like, what was the need for it? Like, what was the actual honest-to-God need for 7 issues for this book? I can understand when a comic needs a certain length or whatever, but also I've made this a point of, if you, like, sometimes these comics run too long, and this one ran way too long. Now, to its credit, Marc Silvestri, who most of you guys would know best working at Top Cow and Image, he had done things like Cyberforce and most notably The Darkness, and Marc Silvestri, let's give him credit, like, the artwork is really solid. Like, Marc Silvestri you can't sleep on Marc Silvestri's artwork. So this book is really good to look at, but Silvestri's never been known as a great writer, and boy does it show, because this comic, I hate to say it, is a comic story I have seen multiple times. Like, having the idea of Batman and Joker together has been done before. Like, having them team up to fight a common enemy, that's been done before. And also dealing with the thing of, like, Joker, like, Batman's ready to kill Joker for all the lives he's taken, but won't cross that line. We've done this before. We've done it better. This comic is not breaking any new ground. There is nothing really here that screams, this comic needs to be this amount of length. The villain in this story, I don't know if I want to spoil, but it's like the whole revenge plot is real. Like, I like how it ties into why specifically this villain is and it's a new villain created for this. This new villain and how she's created is really interesting. But also, again, like, when you really put thought into it, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, I like the idea behind why this villain is going after Joker and Batman. There's also, like, since Gordon's not here, I do like the heavy inclusion of Bullock. The problem is Bullock gets forgotten halfway through the story. Like, I really like when Gordon's not when Gordon is missing. At first, everyone thinks he's on a fishing trip, but then it's revealed no, he got kidnapped. Bullock really steps up, but then he's just out, he walks out of the book in like issue 5 or 6, and you don't see him again, which kind of sucks because I like when Bullock is kind of like put upon to like take on Gordon's role. So yeah, the whole plot really just feels disinteresting, and the villain just suddenly changes and it builds up for a sequel that I really do not care for. Like, this comic basically has like its sequel bait by the end, and I'm just thinking to myself, this was so unearned. This was that sudden change to make it a sequel, and also to have the thing where like Batman has this whole story arc for 1 minute of thinking, maybe I don't want to be the Batman anymore. Maybe I shouldn't be the Batman. We've done this all before. That's the tragedy of all this, is that this comic is telling me nothing that I have not already read already. Like, this book literally has done stuff that has been done 1,000 times over and done better. This one is just like a ham-fisted ending, and admittedly there are some nice moments in here, like when Batman and Joker have to work together to figure out the certain traps that don't make any freaking sense, because I'm like, why come up with these plots if you're not gonna tie them into your plan or whatever? But yeah, there's a great moment where they're like trying to save people on a train, but they have to get it to a certain weight to keep the bombs that are on the tracks from going off. And how that plays out is really cool. There's also a thing of like Batman trying to choose is being forced to choose which parent of a child to keep alive, but they're both awful. That was really fun. That was a really cool one too. But it just doesn't save this book at all. Is the artwork great? Yeah, I'm not taking the art away from Marc Silvestri. He is a killer artist. But at the same time, this book didn't deserve to be 7 issues long. It didn't tell us anything we've already seen before. It's not doing anything groundbreaking. It's just, look at the cool pictures, and also Joker wears a gimp mask a few times. I'm not going to put more context into that. That's all I'm going to say. If you really are like a diehard Batman, if you really want to read it, I'd say give it a look, but yeah, it's a no for me. The artwork, Marc Silvestri's artwork is great, but other than that, like, and there are some nice set pieces and some solid action, but all in all, this is just kind of a book that just made me go, I'm glad it's over. It's not bad, it's just boring. That's the tragedy of all this. It's just boring. Anyway, so if you've read Batman and Joker, The Deadly Duo, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Chris, thank you once again for this book, as well as others. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.